demanded I let her in.
Hello everyone, I'm Michelle's cat. Uh, Welcome to the last episode of the Captain Swan podcast. I'm Serena, so you're out on Tumblr, and these are the people with me today.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm You Brought Me Home.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm to the end of the world or time.
Hi, I'm Ram from Aloha Forever.
Hi, I'm Ro, and I am Ginny Jinxton Handshot Reader First on Tumblr.
Do you
I
want
promised
to
myself.
introduce? Sorry.
I promised
Michelle's
myself I
cat.
wouldn't cry.
Michelle, do you want to introduce your cat? She seems to want to join us. What's her name or his name?
Her name is Portia.
Okay.
She's sitting right next to me and being her general annoying self. But Mai will be here in a little bit. She got called away for something, but she will be here at some point.
Yay, mine!
Well, hope she's here soon. As I was saying, this is the last Captain One podcast. If you've been listening to the last few episodes, we have announced it before, we've talked about it, we have said why we've decided to do this. And the reason is simple, since Jennifer won't be regular next season, Captain One is basically over. So we know Colin will still be a series regular, and that's why Lisa is continuing with the Captain Hook podcast, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Lisa, will start with this first episode to discuss Comic Con so very soon, right?
Yes, let's see. Today, actually, I'm not sure if I think it's 3 p.m. Pacific time. So, yeah, in about an hour, they're going to, Colin's panel is going to be there for D23 Expo. And then next Saturday, 10 a.m., Ballroom 20, Comic Con. Colin will be there for that, as well as he's also doing a solo panel for Entertainment Weekly Heroes panels. That would be totally awesome. I'm going to compile as much spoiler information as I can, and then the following weekend we'll start with the first episode.
Okay, so as usual, like with the Captain One podcast, if you want to join Lisa's new Captain Hook podcast, there's a Tumblr you can check out, which is captainhookpodcast.tumblr.com, right?
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Yeah. So it's basically the same. So you can check that out, and I'm sure Lisa will be posting all the information on the episodes and how to join to discuss the new season. But right now we are doing the last Captain Swan episode, and we have a few questions from our listeners, and then we'll have some general discussion and a Captain Swan retrospective. So we've decided to start with questions, and in general, we did not want to discuss season 7, but Michelle said that there is actually a season 7 question, so maybe we'll start with that if you're okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay, so let's start with the question.
Okay, so this is from Anonymous. They're saying, I imagine there will be more CS than in the first episode, especially if Colin is telling CS fans to be excited for season 7. Even if they're separated, I don't expect the premiere is all we'll see of Emma or CS.
I don't know. I feel like I haven't been following the spoilers very closely, but it looks like Jennifer is not actually in the premiere, and more likely in episode 2. But I actually believe Jennifer will be in the one episode she's contracted for and no more. So if the writers are smart and they want to do a storyline where, like at the beginning of the season, Captain Swan are separated, and then at the end of the season they are reunited, they should just film the reunion scene when Jennifer films her episode, like the Rain writers did when Francis died. They should do that if they're smart. Are they smart? I don't know.
No.
I have my doubts. We'll see. I mean, those who will watch season 7 will see.
I
What
mean,
do you guys think?
Serena, I agree with you. I really think that Jennifer's just going to be in the one episode she's contractually obligated to be in, and that's it. I really, really do. I think J-Mo is a smart person. I can't imagine that despite the things that she says about, she doesn't want to alienate Adam and Eddie. She did the exact same thing when she left House, praising the Raiders over there, even though they screwed her over time and again. So despite the things that she's said about Adam and Eddie and blah, 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 that I think she's smart. She can see that the writing for Emma and for Captain Swan was shit last year. There, I said it. And that she's going to be in the one episode she's contractually obligated to be in, and that's it. And we're not going to, and yeah, I mean, obviously, because she's not there, it means CS is going to be separated. They're going to be separated the entire season. We may or may not get a reunion scene. And I just ain't here for that. And Colin's saying, that we should be excited. Of course he's saying we should be excited because he's in it. And he needs us to watch it in order to continue having a job, to be cynical about it. Okay?
Yeah.
So him saying that we should be excited is not enough for me to be excited because the track record of the show is against it.
So we're off to a great start.
They'll get better from here, I promise.
Well, honestly, I try not to speculate too much. I know that Jennifer's reasons for leaving was not necessarily because she did not enjoy being on the show. I mean, she obviously enjoyed being on it, but she had given up so much of her free time and so much of her life to this, plus House and then How I Met Your Mother. So she's pretty much gone from show to show, having to schedule her other work around the series that she's on. And I can understand how that can be tiring and difficult, and it doesn't give you a lot of leeway to do the things that you want to do. So I know that she wanted to be able to have the freedom to work the way that she wants to work, but I don't think that will preclude her. I mean, I know she's only contracted to do one episode, but I have to believe that, I mean, I'm not saying she's going to be in a whole bunch. I think that if they really need her, that they will do what it takes to conform to her schedule. Even if that's only one more episode beyond the one that she needs, or beyond the one that she has to do, or if it's 2 or 3, I think that they'll, they will work with her however they have to. I mean, was any of us, spoilers here, was any of us expecting to see Jared on the first day? No, but he was there.
I was expecting him to be in a lot of episodes because Henry's the main character in flashbacks.
I was not expecting him to be there because, honestly,
I didn't expect him to be there that quickly. But I have to think that, because the Captain Swan relationship is so valued and so important, that however they're going to explain her not being there, it has to make sense. It has to be believable. If it's not, then they've pretty much given a big fuck you to the fandom. So, I
feel like season 7 was a big issue to the fandom.
I agree.
Well, just a bit of background behind the scenes info. The Pancake Scene, which we're all so fond of, was actually filmed after Jen had shot the finale. So I don't know. They could work around that. Maybe she shoots something later that they add for the premiere.
How did you know that?
Everybody knew that.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
It was filmed the very last day of filming.
It must have been a reshoot.
Yeah. I mean, Adam said there were reshoots going on for all the episodes all the way up until the finale.
Well, are you certain? Because are you certain? Because at that point, Colin was
That
still wearing.
that scene was
Colin
not.
couldn't.
That scene was.
Colin was still wearing.
That scene. You don't see his boot in that scene. You don't see his boot. You don't see below his in the pancake scene. They could easily have filmed that the last.
Aren't you guys thinking of the scene in the premiere with the dirigible?
With the what?
The reshoot. With the dirigible from the Untold Stories.
Oh yeah, that was
but no, I mean, this scene was shot inside. They can do reshoots inside whenever they want.
Right. Versus if they're doing outside scenes, they have to do it on a day where it's, where the weather is working.
Yeah, I think they decided at the last minute that they had gotten through the season and Captain Swan hadn't had any they needed some sort of intimate, sexy type scene for Captain Swan before the end, and threw that in at the last minute.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I thought everybody knew that. I thought that was like a widely known fandom thing. But so yeah, I mean, I agree that they could film something with Jen to put in later, but here's the problem with that. Contractually, she's only obligated to be in one episode. If they film something to put her in later, they have to pay her for that other episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, is that and here's the other thing. If they were that dedicated to having Captain Swan, then there could have been in a contract with Jennifer that had her in a limited number of episodes, a contractually limited number of episodes where she was literally only committed to like 5 or 6 or whatever. If they were really that committed, some sort of deal could have been struck, and it was not. So that tells me that they just don't care.
Please tell me that's the only season 7 question.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Does anyone have a completely last thoughts on season 7 before we go on?
Well, I don't know. Disney has been making crappy sequels for years, so this is no surprise.
Okay, let's go on the next on season 7 questions.
Okay, so this is from Abbyland 1982, and this is basically just a big giant thank you. Hello all. Just wanted to quickly thank you again for all you do, especially throughout this slog of a season and that finale. Just hoping that as the series we know comes to an end, the show can still go on as we continue to appreciate and revel in the beauty that is Captain Swan. It's been a wonderful journey and amazing fandom to be a part of. Looking forward to all your thoughts on the finale and grumbles next season. Thank you all again. And this was posted like right after the finale aired, which was obviously a couple months ago. But
well, I have no thoughts on season 7, so I'm not gonna go there again.
No, we have no thoughts on season 7. Although I do have a plea. I do have a plea to the fandom. Please, for those of us who don't care, who don't want to know anything, this really won't help for mobile, but could you please, I beg of you, tag your spoilers. Those who are accessing Tumblr on our desktops can block that shit. Please, I beg of you. Even if you're just ranting about something that may or may not be a thing, please tag your spoilers. Rant over.
Then thoughts on the finale. Yep, none either. Fine. It was a finale. It wasn't especially amazing. It wasn't like How I Met Your Mother awful.
Well, it wasn't How I Met Your Mother rage-inducing.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, you would have to work really, really hard to do that, and I don't know. I think Helen and Eddie can still do that, but I hope they don't.
Yeah, it was a finale where OTP literally spent about 30 seconds together, so I mean, hearing Killian call Emma his wife twice wasn't really enough to make up for that.
Yep.
I get why it was done, why the Swan believer was the main dynamic in that, because it calls back to the pilot. Still, it would have been nice to have a little bit more CS, but whatever, I'm over it. I mean, they got their happy beginning, so it's cool.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I had a rant, but it's season 7 related, so I can't.
Keep it inside. Keep it inside.
I'll
If
talk.
I mean, I'm glad for it, but I still feel like I'm glad that they got their happy beginning and all that. But I still feel like if you just look at both hours, episode 21 and 22, it is glaringly obvious. I mean, anybody with brain cells can tell. It is glaringly obvious that different sets of people wrote the first hour and then the second hour, because the first hour had all of these underlying things about her remembering Killian when she was standing up on top of the building where they got married, and then looking at the book when she burned it and she could see his face. I mean, it was like whoever decided to write episode 22 said, okay, that's all great and all, but fuck that. We're going to go over here. I understand that they were trying to come full circle and making it kind of mesh up with what they did in season 1, but some shows that can work. But with this, it just did not work, because the show as it was in season 1 is not the same as it is now. Too much has changed. The characters have changed too much, especially Emma. The whole point of her getting to this place is her journey, how she has changed from season 1 to season 6. And being able to open up her heart enough to let not just the love for her son, but enough love to be vulnerable in order to get married, to open up to that kind of love. That was such a massive deal for her to get to that place after what she had been through. And it felt like they just ignored it. They're like, oh, you got your wedding, now we're gonna go over here. It's like, but that doesn't make sense. If anybody's going to be able to wake her, even though I don't see how that's possible because she was mortally wounded with a sword, not a curse. But anyway, if anybody was going to wake her with a true love's kiss at the end, it should be her fucking husband, because she just got fucking married in the last episode. The ultimate expression of love. And her memories were being awakened by him, not Henry. So, I mean, I just feel like the whole 2 hours was fucked up. There were some good things, but most of it was fucked up.
If he had taken the magic bean and gone to New York, I would have found the finale more tolerable, or at least satisfactory. But as it is,
they could have had both.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's so frustrating.
Everything.
Is they could have had both. They could have had Killian help her remember in New York or Boston or wherever the fuck that she was with the book. They could have done that. And then they could have had the Swan believer, true love's kiss, mortal wound, curse thing. They could have had both. Both. I mean,
they actually set it up. They actually set it up for them to go and, a parallel that 3A finale where he tries to bring a memories back, but this time he's successful. But he didn't go there.
I think that's the thing that pisses me off even more, is the fact that they could have had both. They could have made both of Emma's most important relationships equally important in that finale, and they did not.
So, well, I know we've already talked about the finale, but there is something that I discovered. Somebody actually translated this, and it's really the last time I'm going to get to say anything probably about Emma. So this is what the ancient runes were translated by the Black Fanary's wand. Light was born, and darkness followed, and then the war began. For eternities the two battled. Clashing in a sea of endless war, their emissaries raged in perfect balance, light versus dark, good versus evil. With every moon they were born, fought and died at each other's hands. This is how it was. This is how it was. This is how it will be for times. But when the greatest light awakens, the final battle can begin. We will know this great light as a warrior, born of these heroes and a love. Okay, this is Emma. This is the savior. So why didn't she get to kill the black canary? The black fairy.
Black Canary.
Black Canary. She's
I've been
already
ranting. Well, apparently they replaced her on Arrow.
Dead. Yes, they
The
did.
black fairy, sorry. Although one thing I will say, maybe being a hero isn't about killing the villain. Maybe it's about being the savior, and that's what she was. She saved all the realms
Yeah,
from
but
being destroyed.
she only had to save all the realms because the black fairy connected her belief to the curse.
Yeah, well, that's what she was meant to do.
But that's dumb.
I know, I just...
That's not like, I mean, okay, so if that's true and this is supposed to be the final battle, evil's defeated, whatever, then why the hell is everybody cursed again? Why is
I
there
don't
so
know.
evil?
Mhm.
Like, this don't make no sense. You can't say it's the
It
final
doesn't-
battle
It
and
wasn't
then
the
have more
final battle.
and then have more bad things continue to happen to these people.
It's not fair.
I don't know. All I gotta say is if Adam and Eddie actually wrote these words, they consider Emma the greatest light, then good luck fighting the darkness by yourself, adult Henry. You're screwed without your mom.
I just can't. I'm just like, for those of us who watch Supernatural, like, this is kind of the point that the fight between good and evil is perpetual. It's in perpetuity. It's never going to end. Like,
Well,
that's
the
the
way
point.
Okay, but the way I interpreted this, the final battle was crucial because apparently by destroying light, which was Emma, which was the Black Fairy's plan, by having light destroy light, and I know it's up for debate whether Gideon is light, but that was the plan, then the balance of power would have shifted to the darkness, and she would have been able to change the laws of magic. So I think this final battle...
Jafar. Because Jafar tried to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but maybe they just couldn't get Oded Fair for more episodes. I don't...
Well, they got Adeline Kane from Rain in this new season, so
Yeah, we're not talking about season 7.
okay.
No, we're trying to be positive, which isn't going so well at the moment. But
Well,
I've
it's hard.
said...
Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
Like, I've said all I've said about the final battle. It could have been better, but it also could have been a lot worse. I mean, not another Only You or The Land of Untold Stories, please. Or whatever the hell I did with Heroes and Villains in season 4 mid-finale. That was bullshit.
I'm
Totally.
still always and forever bitter. And I think that's when I think that's the point when I finally realized that Em and Eddie have no idea what the fuck they're doing, and I just gave up. Like, I defended all of their bullshit choices up until then, and then finally I just threw up my hands and said, no, they're idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they just, towards the end, they just started throwing stuff at the wall like you do with spaghetti pasta to see what sticks. Not necessarily checking to see if it makes sense, just be like, okay, that works. But even though it doesn't really work.
But that's what they do, though. They like conjure this endpoint and then force things into it rather than arriving at an endpoint in an organic manner.
I think it might have made a bit more sense if instead of the Black Fairy, they had like Morgan Le Fay to connect it all with Camelot and the Dark One. I mean, that might have made more sense. And instead of Gideon, maybe they would have Mordred try to kill Emma or something.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a nice connection a reconnection to season 5, which I still think is one of the best because.
Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Almost anything would have been better than Rumple's mommy.
And Rumple
came
becoming
up
the
out of
savior.
nowhere.
And
Oh
Rumple
my
becoming the
God.
savior.
I had blocked that out of my mind, Daniela. Why? Why are you bringing it
Sorry, I
back?
just gonna say something that would
Fully
be worse,
blocked
and
it
that's the
out.
worst. But I'm just glad that we don't have to deal with like Rumple's stuff now. That he and Bella are happy. Emma's happy with Hook, but we're not gonna see that in season. And we see that more because Adam and Eddie don't know how to do better storylines, like certain people in Game of Thrones who are gonna do it better than these two.
Anybody else have anything about the finale? Any more rants you need to get off your chest? Now's the time.
No.
No, I think I ranted myself out pretty much.
Okay, so let's swing this in a more positive direction. We're here to celebrate our OTP, man.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, so this is our last question. Although I'm sure I've got a couple other things that we can talk about too. So this is from Anonymous. What are your favorite seasons of the show?
Tough question.
I think, technically speaking, like from a narrative point of view, the best season was season 1. But my favorite season is season 3. Personally, like what I enjoyed the most. But yeah, if I have to talk about when the show was technically like better, season 1 was the one.
Yeah, I think season 1 was the best written show, written season. But if you're asking me what my favorite season was for Captain Swan, I'm gonna say season 4. The plot around them was shit.
Interesting.
Their bits I liked in season 4.
Well, for me, I like season 4 and season 5, because they were very interesting things. But except the parts with the sad things, except the whole bullshit of the getting the author to correct my happy ending, blah blah blah. But as Captain Swan stuff, I loved what they did in season 4 and season 5 for them, and in the beginning of season 6. And season 6, season 4, season 5 are my best seasons.
Well, when it comes to seasons, I really have to look at all the elements in the equation, whether I liked not just Captain Swan, but other things. So 1, 3, and 5. Because 1 was really, well, it's just nostalgic and all the characters were being introduced. And I really enjoyed how we had like 2 consistent arcs in the flashbacks and in the present with snowing, because they were pretty epic in that season. And there were a lot of things I liked about season 1, like obviously Swan Believer with Emma and a few other things. Back then, I even liked Rumbell. So
you're not alone.
Okay,
Me too.
Yeah.
It's okay.
For me, I would have to say 3 is my absolute favorite because that's when things started to take a turn. That's when Captain Swan really started to. Speaking from someone who's been there since day 1, and how long of a journey it's been, especially after the season 2 dark times. Season 3 was like the turning point, the vindication. I want to say I liked 3, 4, and 5, but only certain parts. Like I liked all of season 3. I liked the first part of season 4. The second half was kind of shitty. Season 5, because it was so CS focused, was very, very good. It had some low points, but I thought they hit their high. Like, actually, no, I have to say season 3 is their high. And then they kind of were going down a little, and then they resurged kind of in season 5 a little bit, and then season 6 came and it dropped off again. It's been very up and down, but I'd have to say my favorites are 3 and 5.
Yeah, 3 had some great emotional payoff at the end of Neverland, and finally with the Captain Swan movie, which we still praise to this day.
Plus,
My
Rose's favorite
favorite,
character became star there in season 3. Selena, hello.
Can
Oh.
I speak now?
Yes, go Rams.
Okay. Yeah, my favorite season is always going to be season 3. That's when I started shipping CS and got involved in fandom at Tumblr and started reading fanfics and writing fanfics. So season 3 is definitely my favorite. But I agree with Serena that season 1 was the most well written, and that's how I got into the show anyway. But I also love season 5. A lot of the writing, the quality was very bad, but the Captain Swan stuff was just pretty awesome for me in season 5. Especially the Camelot stuff, was pretty beautiful. And even in the underworld arc, even when CS was a bit in the background, I felt like they had some very authentic and genuine moments. So I would say season 3, leaning towards 3A, specifically season 5 and season 1.
Well, and another thing I always liked, I felt like there was a lot more unity with all the characters with 3 and 5, like the mission to save Henry, obviously, and then to go to Camelot for Emma. I mean, I like the Avengers thing that they got going on there. But season 4, there was like a bit more tension, and they weren't really united at all. Whereas 3 and 5, I thought there was a lot more strength within the dynamic, the group dynamic of everybody, because they were all on a mission together. Even Gold, though he was reluctant to go.
Well, to be fair, there wasn't a whole lot of togetherness once in 5A when they were back in Storybrooke.
Well, I'm talking about.
I mean, Snow and Charming didn't even bother to go see their dog.
I'm still bitter about that.
I mean, yeah, when they're on the mission, and Snow and Charming fucked up so many times in Camelot, it's ridiculous. And plus, there's the Bear King, and that was just awful.
And you have to threaten Rumple to make him help you. And for Selena.
After season 1, for me it comes down to how much did I like Captain Swan in this season. Like season 4 for me, like they had just gotten together, they were still feeling their way around each other and figuring out. Other than the abomination that was the 4A finale, I really liked their development in season 4, like as a couple coming together. Like I really enjoyed that. I didn't so much, like I understand where you're coming from with season 5 and Captain Swan, and yeah, all the stuff was epic, but it was like there was too much epic. Okay, like there was too much angst for me in season 5 with them that I couldn't enjoy it the way I enjoyed season 4. Or even season 3, even with the I'm just not a fan. I'm not a huge fan of the will they won't they back and forth. Like I can deal with it for a little while, but at some point you gotta put it for shut up and jump over that cliff, and they finally did. It's like yay. So that's why I like season 4, and we're not even gonna talk about season 6 because season 6 for Captain Swan I hated.
Season 6 is like this, guys. Sorry.
Our Captain Swan got married in season 6.
Well, yeah, they did, but it was everything that led up to that was crap. It was just them retreading the same. It was like season 5 didn't happen. They just kept retreading the same old issues, and I'm like, can we move on and try something else, please? But no.
Well, it's not the cast's fault; it's the writer's fault. So.
I didn't say it was. That's what I'm saying. The writing was shit. Like Jen and Collins, like their scenes together, like I still enjoyed them. I'm just saying the plot points of the Captain Swan story in season 6 was shit. Like, I didn't like what they did.
And even worse, I mean, as much as I'm sure we all fangirled over watching them get married after having waited 5 seasons for this to happen, the fact is that they marketed this episode. Even the marketing art was his hook with the wedding rings. Like, the whole thing was supposed to be about them getting married, and it turned into an afterthought in the last 10 minutes of the episode.
Yeah, separated
I mean,
again.
As I predicted it would at the time.
I mean, after all
It
we've
was
been through,
meaningless.
after all the years we waited, after everything they've been through, all the separations, all the curses, all the memory shit, everything, and it turns into a 10-minute afterthought. I mean, come to fuck on. I think they deserve better than that.
I think fanfics have come up with 100 scenarios that are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, Michelle, for your fanfics.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I think I've written at least a half dozen different Captain Swan weddings so far, and I've got to write another one. So I guarantee you, I've read better ones than we got on the show, especially with all the controversy about the dress and what Hook was wearing, and the fact that they got married on a roof where you could see the fucking telephone poles. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Like, I couldn't. And I mean, like, I enjoyed the vows, and I cried during the vows, but that was about the only bit I did enjoy, because the rest of it, like, it wasn't them. Like, it was like, if I didn't love these characters so much, it was like two strangers I've never seen before getting married. It was so messed up.
Uh-huh.
But the usual deal is with TV couples, they have their wedding or some latest artist's song playing in the background. But this being Disney, these two actually sing to each other during their first dance. I just thought that was beautiful. And the lyrics, oh my God, the lyrics.
I
They were
know.
just so right for the two of them. And then it turned into an ensemble piece with everyone else singing. But you got to end it in a, a musical has to end in a big way, usually with
Yeah,
everybody.
and Regina gets 2 songs.
And then they get cursed
Again.
3 seconds later.
It's like
The song literally stops because they're about to get cursed.
I'm just trying to look for the positive.
I know. I'm just so bitter about it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just
they can give Gold Rombell their happy little wedding at the end of season 3, but they gonna give a wedding to Captain Swan that lasted I don't know, minutes. It's not fair.
Well, to be fair, the Rumbell wedding isn't overly long. It's just cut in between, Captain Swan finally getting their real first kiss on and all the other stuff. And so it's not really a long wedding. It's just very private, and they don't have, their situation doesn't blow up 3 minutes after they get married. Like they have, a legitimate amount of time in the beginning of season 4 where, unbeknownst to Belle, her husband's a dick, but they're reasonably happy. We didn't even get that. They got married 3 seconds later, they're getting cursed, and then they Emma breaks, they come back from the curse, and
no honeymoon.
Exactly.
They have 2 nights together already.
No honeymoon, no sex, no going on the jolly to a rise into their honeymoon. No,
instead we get a wordless scene with a scene where we can't hear what they're saying with them and the bug, and that's it.
Yes. They can give Al Rombell their wedding, their honeymoon, but not to Captain Swan, because you wanna know why? Because Adam and Eddie have a big boner fanboy for Rumpel, and that's why they didn't have it for Captain Swan. I don't give a fuck. That's why.
I still love the wedding. I'd put it in my top 5 TV weddings of all time.
Look, feel free, bro. Don't let our
Sorry, I had to rant like that, but I had to get it out of my chest because I'm still bitter about it.
I know.
For me, I would have been happier if they hadn't even gotten married. You know what I mean? Rather than get a generic wedding like that, I would be just happy knowing that they were together and just navigating their relationship.
I know.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, and especially since they stirred up all that stuff literally 2 episodes before, like that was some serious issues that they brought up with the angst and the Neverland and the traveling realms and stuff. Like that was serious angst. Like that brought up a serious, legitimate issues in their relationship, and it should have, you know, in the real world, should have put like hardcore breaks on them contemplating getting married and questioning, you know, do we like need to like seriously have a talk about these things before we make this lifelong commitment to each other? But that didn't happen because true love, fairy tales, we can't do that. But yet they constantly are telling us that Captain Swan is the most real relationship on the show. I'm like, well, if that's true, then you can't pull this fairy tale shortcut bullshit.
Yeah.
I know, but
the whole thing just felt hollow to me because they brought this up literally 2 episodes before.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to think about that crap.
I know.
well,
Here we are. Here we are being trying to be positive, but we can't. We just can't. And it's not. And it's like,
I'll have to forget most of season 6 to go back to my happy place with Captain Swan. Honestly,
This is why I write fic, dear. In my fics, everything is happy.
Yep, that's why I read fic. I don't write fic that much anymore.
Like I'm just gonna stay in my happy fic bubble.
yeah.
Because there I control the angst and make it actually realistic and force people to work through their shit rather than just sweep it under the rug. I mean, and just okay, one final rant about the wedding. Literally, like 20 minutes before the actual ceremony takes place, Emma is literally doing the same shit, thinking she needs to do everything by herself and shoving the people she loves away. I mean, seriously, I'm expected to believe this girl's ready to get married. Excuse you? No. Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
You know, not to disparage the eccentricities of my kid, but I feel like the way that Adam and Eddie recycle plot lines, especially where it concerns Emma, where she waffles back and forth about this. Oh, I know now that I have to go to my family when I need help. No, I have to do this myself. Okay, I have to go to my family when I need help. No, I have to do it myself. It reminds me of when my autistic son watches movies on my husband's tablet and doesn't watch the whole thing through. He just will watch a part of a scene and then rewind it and watch a part of a scene and rewind it. It's like this like it's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what do you think? Do you think there's going to be something? Is like she going to do something different now? Is she going to like, you know, do backflips or walk backward down the stairs? Come on. She's already learned. She learned this lesson in season. Oh my God! Like
every season since season 3.
Every season. Exactly.
Yeah, every season since season 3 is a rehash of the same lesson. How many more times is she going to backflip? How many more times?
Well, not 7.
I mean, Jesus Christ, her backflipping in season 5 on this issue got her lover killed twice. What else is she gonna do? I mean, goddamn, what else does it take?
Oh,
they were cursed.
I know.
It sounds like we were on a break excuse.
Okay, so to swing this back around in a happier direction, favorite Captain Swan episode other than the Captain Swan movie, because I know everybody's gonna say the Captain Swan movie.
I was gonna say that too, but I was gonna say
can't say the Captain Swan movie.
Okay. But Captain Swan first date for me, the one with the Camelot Ball, and the first episode of season 6 when they're kissing in the couch, and the last episode of season 4.
Anybody?
What's the question?
Tallahassee.
Is the question our favorite Captain Swan episode or
our favorite Captain Swan episode that is not the Captain Swan movie? You're not allowed to say the Captain Swan movie.
I mean the first kiss.
No.
What was the name of that episode?
Good form.
Oh.
The first juicy kiss almost wanted to have sex, but they couldn't because they didn't realize their feelings for each other. Kiss thing.
Okay, when it comes to this, I have to do it in categories because there's like best favorite Captain Swan dramatic one, favorite Captain Swan romantic one. I mean, there's so many different categories. But overall, I mean, how could you not say the wedding? I mean, the wedding is the wedding.
I'm gonna agree with Ro and say Tallahassee.
Because it's their first, yeah. I would have to say.
Even though I have to put up a bag.
Actually, one of my, honest to God, if we're talking about early stuff, my favorite of the early stuff has to be season 2 and straight on till morning, because that was the moment, right? I mean, we all agree that the moment he started changing was when he turned the ship around, but even before that, in the scene in the diner when they were arguing over what to do with the bean, whether or not to leave Regina to die or to just use the bean and all escape. That conversation that they had, that, you know, you can do what you always do and be selfish and be alone, or you can be part of something bigger. That was the moment right there. Even before he turned his ship around, that was the moment where everything changed. It's such an integral Captain Swan moment.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, another category we're going to have is favorite Killian Jones and favorite Emma Swan moment. So I have to look for what this episode
But
is
like
called.
favorite squishy, fluffy moment has to be the pancake. Because, oh my God.
Wait, you're still choosing episodes.
Oh, and I'm gonna have a special secondary shout out to Dark Hollow.
Yeah.
I like the scene where Neil and Hook were fighting for the lighter to press
Fuck that
Emma.
bit. I'm talking about the when I win your heart scene. That is still
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
my all-time
Exactly.
favorite scenes ever in the history of television. Okay.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
That is right up there with the Spuffy speech at the end of Touched. Like, for reals.
For real.
Like, those
When
two
I
are
win your heart,
equivalents.
Emma, and I will win it. It won't be for no trickery. It'll be because you want me.
Mission accomplished.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I also nominate season 3, episode 11, Going Home, scene where she is saying goodbye to her family at the town line, and he, you know,
Yeah,
the
good.
one we all love.
I cried.
Not a day will go by that I won't think of you. Good, because even though she was really trying hard to hold it together, you could tell, apart from everybody else that she said goodbye to, that when she had to say goodbye to Hook, she was about to fall apart. And it was because they were right on the verge of starting something, and I think she was kind of afraid that this was it. She was never going to be able to. She was going to get hurt again, and even worse, not even remember it. And poor Hook was going to be the poor sap stuck having to remember, you know, something. I'm not a Bangel fan, but it reminds me of the episode from season 1 where he went to see her. He stopped being a vampire, and they had a whole day where they were in bliss together. And then at the end of the episode, he had to go back in time a whole day.
That's I Will Remember You.
To reset it, to fix it, but nobody else would remember it but him, and it was like the saddest thing ever.
Okay, so my other honorable mention is Poor Unfortunate Soul.
Oh my God. That moment. Yes. Oh my God.
You said you found your happy ending. What is it? Don't you know, Emma? It's you.
I cried so much that I saw. It was so emotional. Oh my God. Remembering it makes me emotional right now. It was a very powerful scene because you realize that he his happy ending wasn't revenge. It was her. It's being with her, their love together, and that's a Oscar-winning thing to see.
Okay, so
Well, I would like to mention
Yes, go ahead, bro.
Last Rites. They were separated by death, and they still found a way
Hi,
to
Mai.
work together.
Hello, my darlings. Did you miss me?
Maya's
Like-
here.
Hi.
I'm not sure how much time I'm gonna be here because I'm on my grandparents' place right now, and I'm waiting for my parents to arrive. So I'm gonna try to stay here as long as I can. But I
Okay.
wanted to be here, obviously, for our last show. Oh my god, it's our last show!
Okay, so Maya, we're talking about our favorite Captain Swan episode that is not, I repeat, not the Captain Swan movie.
Okay, damn it! Shoot it, woman!
And
I
like,
had to make
No,
it
you're
evil.
gonna make me actually think.
no,
Exactly, because I knew Captain Swan movie wins by default.
so, well, just to make a callback to the movie, sorry. Like, but in Last Rites, when Emma opened the book and she was remembering her time with Killian dancing, you just think back to what he said. Pick a partner who knows what he's doing.
I'm gonna cry, Ro. You're gonna make me cry.
Yeah, but in Last Rites, she had a partner who might be dead, but he knew what he was doing when he sent her the pages.
Oh my god.
You really want to?
God.
I just got here. I haven't been here a minute, and you already want to make me cry, Ro. Is this how it's gonna be?
Yes, this is exactly how it's supposed to be.
It's a retrospective.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Has everyone else gone?
Yes.
No.
Oh, so I
no,
got here.
Rams hasn't go. Rams hasn't go.
Okay, go
Sorry.
Rams. You can go because I'll save the best for last, as in me.
Okay, so my favorite CS episode of since I can't do the movie. For season 3, it's Good Form. Right, that's I think for me the height of the Captain Swan thing. And but also in season 5, I really love some of the, even though it was so angsty, I just really loved Swan Song. You know, it's terrible angst, but I really liked it, and I think it was a great episode. But Tallahassee definitely gets an honorable mention because, come on, that's just awesome.
Okay.
Between them.
I think I have to go with Dark Hollow.
Yes.
Then we brain twin again.
Yes, we are. Because I said Dark Hollow.
Because it's just so good.
I
And
know.
it's like the first time we really get to see that Emma really does love him. I mean, does care about him. Because
Yes.
she's so worried about the shadow getting him.
I mean,
And
they,
that speech.
oh, the speech. But no, seriously, they could not have portrayed the triangle, the triangle. I'm using sarcastic quote fingers, and you can't see them. But they portrayed it perfectly because Neil is behind her. She can't see him, even though she knows he's getting attacked by the shadows too. And there's Hook in front of her, getting his shadow ripped out by this thing, and she's like freaked out. And it takes.
And she
in front
screams
of
out
her-
his name.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it makes her magic actually work.
Exactly. She did. It was exactly what Rumble told her.
Okay.
Know what you're
laughing.
doing it for. Who are you protecting? She was protecting
I'm laughing.
Hook.
See, to our listeners, see, when we say we're brain twins, we're not just saying things. We really are.
Yes. And it has been like this ever since Killian Jones showed up on the show.
Yes.
Maya
Ever
and I
since
have
the
been
fic.
brain twins. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he goes more towards the killing side and not more towards the, obviously because we're two halves of the whole. But if I had to say on honorable mention, I'm a rule breaker. Oh God,
That's okay. Most
Camelot,
of us did it.
that Camelot episode with the middle Mistfields and that kiss and the whole her I'm not proposing Swan. That entire episode, I think that would be like the. Which one is it? I'm blanking out.
Well,
Was it Nimue?
it was the Broken Kingdom and then Nimue.
Broken Heart or what?
Yeah, the I'm not
What's
proposing
in Nimue?
Swan is in Nimue and
Okay, so
the kiss
it's
is in Broken
Nimue.
Kingdom.
Oh, okay, so I'm gonna say it's Nimue because Nimue.
Yeah, but even
Nimue also has the I'm not nothing moment, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
See?
We're doing
Ironic.
that too. We're doing favorite Emma and favorite Killian moments too.
Well, of course. I mean, everyone who's heard us knows what my favorite Emma moment is, so I'm like kind of like cheating.
Yeah, but even in Nimue, Jen would have all these subtle moments where she would clearly be scared and she would like touch the ring that
Oh no.
Killian gave her.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been scripted or it might have just been her, but you just know in that moment she's thinking
I
of
think that was
him.
actually just Jen. I
Well,
think I read something.
I don't think the writers are that smart.
Actually, you know what? I didn't mean. But what did I say? I didn't mean for.
You said good form.
I actually meant. You know where that episode where they discuss their future and she lights the Promethean flame? What is that episode? She lights the Promethean flame and they discuss their future.
Oh
I
crap.
can't remember the name of that episode. Is that Birth?
No.
I think it's Birth. I can't remember episode names. Anyway, that's season.
Hold on, I'm looking.
Okay. After we talk about the best Hook and Emma scenes from separately, are we gonna talk about the best kisses?
I can't choose.
You could.
I mean, it could be a thing.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go into the car, so I might break up a little bit, but I'll be back as soon as again.
Okay. I really like the scene after Emma got out of the ice wall thing with Elsa when Hook and Emma shared up like this hug in the beginning of season 3, I think. No, season 4. When
Sorry,
it
guys.
was very intense. It was the best, and when it was the best. And the first time she just took his hand on the hook, but the hand, and in the end of episode 1 of season 4, 2, that was my favorite.
Rams, you are right. It is Birth.
Thank you so much for looking it up. Okay, but Birth was my favorite in season 2. It's so epic.
Okay, so let's do favorite Emma moment / episode. But it's just Emma.
Oh, that's tough.
The season 1 finale.
Mhm.
Season 1, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
Yeah, when she fought Maleficent when she was in her dragon form, and when she confronted Regina when I hated her back then, and when she broke the curse by kissing Henry in the forehead and saying, "I love you, Henry." And in season 2, the way she killed. I don't remember season 2. I don't have many favorite moments in season 2 about her, but I like the one when she was in the diner at the end of season 2 with Hook. That's the only favorite scene. Besides besides the telling Henry who his father is and all the stuff. And also when I forgot my favorite scene of season of Emma in season two is when she finally met with her parents after the curse was broken. That scene was very tense. And in season three, when um uh she defeated when she helped the defeat Selena, and in season five is a scene in Nimue. I was never nothing, and all her scenes where she's badass, and the rest of the season four, season five, and season six.
For me, I think the best or my most favorite Emma moment was the I'm Not Nothing scene. That's really wow.
I
I just
know.
get goosebumps when I think about it. That's my favorite Emma moment in the whole show. I also love the season one, that iconic moment that you say you don't have to dress up a woman in a man's clothes to
Yeah,
go to
Yes.
totally.
parties.
Yes.
That's another favorite.
I
And
know.
I also really love the episode in that scene in season three where she offers a home to the Lost Boys. You know,
Oh
that
yeah.
scene where
Yeah.
where Felix is being a little shit, and then she
Mine too.
says, "Everyone wants a mother," and that smile was just amazing. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's another favorite Emma moment for me. As far as favorite Emma episodes,
Yeah.
can I count the CS movie as an Emma episode? Because
Yes.
that's probably another favorite
I know.
Emma episode. Even though there's a lot of CS, I feel like it was more about Emma's journey. So
Uh-huh.
I think that would be my favorite Emma episode.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say Price of Gold, because that was the first time she actually took an active role into helping someone who she didn't even really know or have any connection to. I mean, helping Mary Margaret to find David, that's one thing. Because, well, obviously she moved in with her and they were friends and she was helping. But actually, she didn't really know at all. But she found out that this was someone who needed her help, and she just went out of her way to find her and help her, and she made that deal with Gold. And back then, she didn't even believe in magic. She helped her because it was the right thing to do, because that's just who she is. And it's been very consistent for her to be that person, to be this selfless hero, and it's one of the things I've always loved about her.
Mm.
Okay, can I have an honorable mention?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hat trick.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
What?
I agree. Yes, that's very. I heard the Patrick at the beginning. I was like, who's Patrick? Yes, I get it now.
Who's Patrick?
No
That's the
one.
one with
Hat
Jefferson.
What? You
Hat-trick.
mean
Jefferson.
Handsome
The
The
Mad
Girl's
Mad
dad?
Hatter.
Handsome Girl's dad?
The one with Sebastian Stan, with the Mad Hatter. That was a great episode. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm also gonna go with Lost Girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was another great.
Just a lot. When that look at despair, I had that look when I was in the foster system. I was just a little girl who didn't matter, didn't thought she mattered, who misses her parents so bad, and
You know
just on
what?
this island, I feel,
Yes.
I feel like a savior. I feel like I've always been a lost girl, an orphan.
A little
The
girl who didn't
original
matter and
plan
didn't think she ever would.
never would.
Oh
The
my god,
original
that
plan
seems.
was to have that scene with Huck, and I wish they had gone with that because it's not like her parents cared for her anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they didn't want to tip their hand too early, because if she has that scene with Hook, it's glaringly obvious that Hook is a lost boy just as much as she is a lost and that they were gonna have them get together. I think they didn't tip their hand until good form. That's why they switched
Exactly.
to Snow.
I
Plus,
think
it
Well-
makes Snow feel guilty.
but it would have been beautiful because when he says her father's life in the next episode, it would have tied it back because they had this talk about her being an orphan, and then he says, "Why? Of course, I would say your father." What does he say? I wouldn't let your father die or something like that, right? So I feel like it would have tied up very well, and then still didn't want Emma in the Echo case. So I really think that they should have given that speech of Emma's should have been discussed, not seen.
Honestly think that some of Emma's best moments are the ones where she takes control, where she is able to be vulnerable and not hold people at arm's length, where she's able to let people in, like what you guys were saying in season 3 when she admitted that she was an orphan, and she finally said that to her mother. She revealed that pain. She was vulnerable enough to reveal that pain of being abandoned to her mother. I also really like I like the moments where she's able to be vulnerable. Like in season 4, I forget which episode it was. I think it was 7 or 8, where she finally comes to terms with her magic. Yes, Elsa's there to help her along with it, but she spent most of the season being afraid of herself and not able to control her magic because she's pushing it away. And then just that moment when she finally accepts it. I mean, I know we all were like screaming in our brains because of other stuff that was going on with Hook that we really wish that she would have noticed.
Smash the mirror.
Yeah, but that scene where she walks outside and her family's there waiting for her, and then she does that little magic thing and she makes a rainbow thing happen.
Fireworks. They were fireworks.
Yeah, that it was really nice to see her accepting the magic, or accepting that part of herself. I think her best moments each season are when she accepts those parts of herself. Like in season 1, the best moment for her, I think, was when she accepted Henry, that this child was her son, and she finally hugged him and she accepted her love for him and she kissed him and she saved his life. And she fought the dragon for that, whatever was inside its belly. She accepted that she had to do it. And then I think, let me see, season 5, when she had to leave Hook behind, but he told her, don't keep your walls up just because I'm not there. Just because you lost me, don't use it as an excuse. And when she finally escaped from the underworld, she realized that she didn't need to be walls up around everyone all the time. That you could let people in, that it was okay. Of course, that all got rewritten by season 6, but she realized that she didn't have to always wear that red jacket. She didn't have to always be armored, that she could let her walls down. Those moments, I think, for her are pivotal because it represents growth. I know it always seems like she goes back, but I love the growth moments that
we can
that
forget
she
about
has.
we can discount season 6. So your point stands if you just completely ignore season 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I really like moments where Emma gets to play a leadership role, where she's, like in Neverland, she was the leader of the group. That's what David tells her. You were the one who was responsible for the success because they were all different kinds of people. A pirate and a villain and a hero,
Princess.
blah, blah, blah. Princess, and she was able to get them all to work together, and she inspires people. And that was one of the Cinderella episode was one I liked in season 6 actually, because that was like the typical Emma, where she's helping people help themselves, inspiring them, taking on a leadership role. So that's the kind of Emma moments that I find they're some of my favorites.
And I would also like to mention True North in season 1, where she reunited, where she
Just
where
keep talking,
she
bro.
Yeah.
Sorry.
where she reunited Hansel and Gretel with their father, even though they were cursed and they didn't really know who they were. She took it upon herself to ignore what Regina was telling her to do, and she found a way to bring them together because she saw a lot of herself in these two kids, what she was and what they could have ended up being. And that was also the first time she brought out her blanket and showed it to them. And that moment where she talked to Snow about Henry's theory, and she was like, "You do kind of have my chin."
Oh, there's 2 other moments that I really like. Season 4, episode 5, at the very end, when she shares part of her past with Hook, which is something that she hasn't even done with her own mother. That's a vulnerable moment for her, but also a moment of growth because she shows him those bits and pieces of her past. She shows him the video of herself when she was a teenager, and they weren't always happy moments either. They were painful too, but she was open enough finally at that point to share this with him. So she was bringing him deeper into her life. And also, one of the best moments I think for her was season 4, episode 22, and that scene with Regina in the hovel where she said something like, "I know that love causes pain, but it doesn't mean that you know, I just lost the man that I loved, and I didn't even have the chance to tell him that I loved him. I'm not going to get that chance, but you still have it. You know, love might cause pain, but it's the most important thing that you possibly have." And that coming from her, from someone who has pushed love away her entire life, who's kept people at arm's length, who doesn't let anybody in, whose walls are a mile high and a foot thick because of everything that she's been through. For her to be able to embrace that truth, especially in front of someone like Regina, the last person you would think she'd ever say that to. It's those moments, I think, is where she really shines.
Yeah. Just thinking back to everything that this woman has been through, on all the people who screwed her over in the past, she could be bitter and selfish, but she's never stopped caring about other people. She might not have believed that happiness for herself was possible, but she still found the time to give someone else their happy ending. And that's what makes her a hero. And just a good person. So it's no surprise that Killian fell for her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, speaking of our favorite pirate. All right, favorite Killian Jones episode. Go.
Wow. Okay, mine is when he first met Rubble at the back of his ship, when he says, "A man is willing to fight for what he wants, is what he
A man
deserves."
willing to fight for what he wants deserves what he gets.
Yeah, and the good form when he says he wants to he wants to fight with someone, he wants the fight to be fair. And oh my god, this is so difficult because there's a lot of Hook favorite episodes for me right now. When it's not involved with them, obviously. Not only. But I really like that episode where he says that I like all the episodes from him. There's none that I didn't like because this man who was full of vengeance and hatred. When he lost Mila, when he lost his brother, when his father, the dickhead, abandoned him, he evolved from a villain to a hero, to a better man out of love, out of all that he's been through. And then he has besides Regina, his is one of the best redemption arcs
His is
in the
the
show.
best redemption arc.
And I'm just saying in my opinion.
Okay,
But
so I'm gonna go with. I mean, I should say the crocodile because it's the crocodile. But my actual favorite Killian Jones episode. This will be a shock to zero people who know me. The Brothers Jones.
Hey, it's my favorite too. Not only your, and you're not the only one. So it's okay.
It's gotta be the Brothers Jones.
Season 5 episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
It felt more like of a Liam episode.
Yeah. Good form
Yeah, but
and
it's
Bro
also
Jones for like
episode where Killian accepts that he deserves to be saved. And that he realizes the standard that he was trying to live up to was focus. As much as I love and adore Liam Jones, Killian was trying to hold himself to an impossible standard. And that was him accepting that his brother wasn't perfect. And that he deserved, that despite all the things that he's done, that he believes he's not worthy of being saved, that he actually is. And he deserves to have a future. And that is so, so important for him.
Yeah. I mean, I hate Liam, so I'm not that into the Brother Jones. But I like
You hate Liam. So
yes.
You
I know.
What did you say?
That's the first.
Okay, I'm back.
That's the first thing I said. I hate Liam. I admit it. I'm not ashamed of
Are
it.
we hating on Liam? See, I come in
Do you
moment.
want to hate on Liam with me?
Of course, you know I always want to hate on Liam with you.
Okay,
we're talking about our favorite Killian episodes, Mai.
So Michelle was saying that she loved the Brother Jones because and she was a fan of Liam and I had to add that
He was a douchebag in that episode.
I write the Swan Jones trio. I have to love Liam Jones in all of his flawed glory.
Yeah.
See, that's fanfic though. I mean,
yeah, Canon Liam is a dick.
He's
and he's a self-conscious dick. I mean, like, oh yeah, I'm the best. I know what's best. Like, dude, you literally sent a shitload of people to their deaths.
So
like, I appreciated it because it saved Killian. But at least admit that you're fucked up. Admit you're a fuck up. Because, I mean, if Liam had admitted he was a fuck up, I think I'd like him a lot more. But since he has this high and mighty opinion of himself, it's just like, oh God, just shut up, you idiot.
But I think I would have understood because he was in a hard place as Killian's kind of guardian after their dad abandoned them. But I really hated how he behaved in the underworld as holier than thou, and showing an attitude to Emma, blah blah blah. That's what made me start disliking his character, because even the past you can forgive based on what their situation was. They were both enslaved and they coped in different ways.
But
in the underworld, he was a total.
At the end, right before he sails off on the boat, he did say he was wrong about Emma. He did.
Well, yeah, but he never apologized to her.
That's because the show wouldn't. Because that's the way the stupid show is written. Believe me, I wish he could have apologized to her in person. But blame Adam and Eddie for that.
Oh no, I do, but I can also blame Liam. See, I can do things at once. I can blame
Emma wasn't anywhere near that cave. Like they did the thing. The boat showed up. He had to go.
Well, it wasn't just him who left. It was Killian who told the other men to get on board so that they could move on, and that just says a lot about him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was on board with Operation Firebird along with everyone else. wasn't just his brother he was thinking about. He was thinking about those
Right.
men who had been wronged by his brother.
Exactly.
And he was absolving both of them.
You
Yeah,
know,
honestly, Killian Jones is 20 times the man that Liam Jones could ever be.
Really, I understand this. I'm just saying I could love Liam despite the fact that he's flawed and fucked up.
Oh yeah,
And,
no, and
Really.
hey, you know me. I tend to love the flawed and fucked up characters, like they're my babies. But the problem here was that they didn't. That he was flawed and fucked up, but he never admitted to being flawed and fucked up. He always acted like he was better than anyone, and that's what pisses me off about the characters. Also, the fandom, you know.
but
Because
see,
I know you love a fandom that hates on you for defending the main character over a character we've known for 5 seconds. I mean, it's so awesome. Remember how
That's true.
I got hate mail for defending the, Emma from Liam? Oh yes, I love this fandom.
Okay.
Okay,
Anyway,
can
moving
I go
on.
for my favorite Killian episode or
Yes.
someone talking? Okay. So from season 2, straight on till morning, the whole backstory. Wow, that was one of my favorite episodes. And then Good Form in season 3. I actually kind of like Four Unfortunate Souls, even though it was kind of really sad and empty.
Oh, I love Poor
Um,
Unfortunate Souls, man. I
Yeah,
love it.
it was such
Me
a good
too.
episode. But I also like, I'm gonna say Bart again, because I don't know why, I just really like that episode. So that's also one of my
Okay,
favorite good episodes.
can I have an honorable mention go to the Jolly Roger?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
we're
Okay.
talking about favorite hook.
Yes.
'Cause I haven't had a chance to say anything yet. Can I?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I have to say, oh
Mine.
god. Yes.
She just said she wants to go.
Whatever. Go.
Well,
Okay,
you've got here, so.
sorry.
Alright.
This.
Okay, Lisa, go, then mine. There.
Like with Emma, my favorite episodes with Killian usually are ones that speak to his growth as a character. I like the Brothers Jones, especially because, as you had said, that represents a large amount of growth for his character to finally believe that he's worth saving. But I also liked episode 19 because at the end, even though they had tried everything they could possibly try to bring him back to life and to help him escape, when he realized that there was nothing left that could be done, when they saw that tree and the fact that it was cut down and there was nothing left, I like how Killian always thinks of others first. He knew that if she was to stay down there any longer, she was risking any chance they had of ever leaving. He wanted to save her and her family. So, yeah, he kind of connived her back into the elevator, but he was doing what he thought was best to save her life. And I think he's always at his best when he's making those kinds of sacrifices. I love how Colin used to put that he used to be the most selfish person in the world, and then now he's become the most selfless of all the characters. But top episode, and this is not exactly a shiny episode. This is a very, very dark one. And I know that most of you will probably agree, because when we finish watching this, I think all of us are in a state of abject shock, is season 5, episode 8, Birth. Because, I mean, we kind of had a feeling this might be coming, but still, when we saw it, and everything that he went through, giving the ultimate sacrifice instead of taking on the darkness, preferring to die because he didn't want that darkness. And Emma attaches him to the sword instead, and that whole episode was so nail biting and so edge of your seat. Like, I think the only other one that even comes close is episode 10, when he goes off the rails. Even though a lot of the things he said had a large grain of truth, I think that's some of Colin's best work, bar none.
I just want. Oh my, sorry.
No, go on. I'm still thinking.
Okay. Well, just to call back to episodes like the Jolly Roger and his overall arc in the Enchanted Forest after he got the letter, even though we didn't see it, he risked everything to get to Emma to save her family, because he knew that that's what the real Emma would want, even though she didn't remember him. And that's just the kind of guy he is. I mean, he tried to go back to old habits like just robbing carriages, but he realized that even having his ship back didn't give him what he wanted. He actually gave it up in the end to get back to her, to help everyone, because he wasn't aware of any of the danger like that. He didn't know about Zelina when he left them. He thought they were going to be fine without him, so he just left and tried to get back what little he had left of his old life. But in the end, he gave it up just to have a better one and to be a better person. And even with Last Rites, he didn't just sit around and wait for stuff to happen. He knew, even though he didn't have a chance, he kept fighting for Emma to get that message to her. He even joined forces with Arthur, the man who actually killed him, just to do it. And in the end, Zeus rewarded him. Although, I gotta say, it's a little unfair that Zeus can bring him back, but he won't bring back Steve for Diana.
Seriously, what the fuck, man? Come on, Zeus, my man, my bro. I know you're a jealous father, but come on.
Okay, that's a very good mention. Because I'm still bitter that Steve Rogers got killed, and it's not fair that he cannot be brought back to life.
You mean Steve Trevor?
Trevor, at that one. Sorry.
Steve Rogers is a completely not completely different, but mostly different animal.
Yeah, sorry. Damn it, the name has to have the name. Okay, never mind.
There is one thing I want to say about Liam now, because when you guys were talking about it, I kind of wanted to chime in a little bit. I know you guys are really like hardcore trying to defend Emma. I get that, and you have every right to want to do that, because what he said to her was wrong. But I think you guys have to understand Liam's perspective. Yes, he doesn't have the right to say those things, especially after the things that he did. I get that. But if you look at the flashback where they were working for Silver and the state of mind that Killian was in at that time, since they were little children, Liam has literally raised this child from since they were little all the way into adulthood. He has put this weight on his shoulders of taking care of this boy and of himself with nobody else there, because their mother is probably dead. Their father has disappeared. They have nobody else but each other. So, and he has seen the darkness that has filled Killian's life. He obviously started drinking at a young age. He's depressed.
Apparently, depression is dark.
He's depressed. He drinks a lot. His decisions are poor. He hates their father, and he doesn't want Killian to go down that road to make worse, because he could tell, even at that young age, that Killian was on a knife edge, that if even the smallest thing could set him up, and it did. I mean, when Silver got him drunk, and he gambled all their money away. I mean, he was on a serious knife edge. And if I'm not saying that what Liam did was right by getting all those people killed. Of course not. But I understand why, because he knew that if he didn't do something, that even if they managed to survive that ship, Killian was going to get himself killed. He was going to die because of the way he was living his life, and he did not want that to happen to his brother after everything that they've been through. he was going to do whatever it took
Hey,
to save
Lisa,
him.
nobody's calling him out for what he did in the past. What he did in the past was fucked up, yeah, but it was understandable. When people call him out is the way that he was an enormous douchebag to Emma and never wanted to admit that he was the problem, not Emma,
Yeah,
but him.
that was wrong, and that was because he felt so much guilt that he like blocked it out to the point where he didn't want to take the responsibility for it.
No, Liam was projecting his own guilt onto Emma.
Right.
Let's be real.
Right.
That's exactly what he was doing.
Right.
Yes, that's what people call him out on, not the decision in the past.
Yeah, and it was fucked up.
Like, it was fucked up, but everyone understands that decision.
And while I personally would have preferred he apologized to Emma in person, the circumstances under which he was getting sent to into the light, the afterlife, wherever the fuck he was going, did not allow him to do that. And he told Killian to tell Emma that he had been wrong and that, well, maybe not necessarily that he was sorry, but that was, the implication of him being wrong, that he fucked up and that Killian deserves to be happy. And that's Liam acknowledging that Emma makes him happy.
You know what
also-
disappointed me the most about that episode? That they cut the hug between Killian and Liam.
Yes.
These writers, I don't even know what to say now.
They're
So he was there. I just think whoever
It blows
edited.
my mind how they just miss out on the most genuine moments that they could easily, they set it up, but they just never deliver. It just blows my mind.
If you ask me, whoever edited that episode must have been on crack because
Yes.
it was edited poorly. I mean, when he walks up, when he knocks on the door, and she opens it, and she's like, "Hi," and he sees Killian for the first time, his reaction, this man has not seen his brother in 300 years, and the reaction is like, "Oh, so you really are here? Are you fucking kidding me? This is your brother you haven't seen in 300 years that you gave up everything for, and you just act like you don't even care that he's there? What?"
Well,
It's
he
like when
only
Guest
gave up
is
everything.
reading a
He
guest
died
who doesn't-
stupidly because he was a stubborn idiot.
I think there was a lot of
Anything
stuff
to
that
find
was
out
deleted that
decisions
shouldn't
on
have
the
been.
cut.
Yeah, like the sex scene. Not in this episode, but I'm still mad. I don't believe they took out our post-sex scene.
Whoa, what?
What?
There was not in this episode, but there was a
Oh,
scene.
are we talking about the season 4 one?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm still mad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ever be mad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still bitter about that. Mai, do you have a favorite Killian episode?
Yes. I don't remember the name of the episode with Captain Nemo. I really like that one.
Dark Waters.
Yes.
Yes.
Dark Waters, thank you.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
I mean, I liked it and showed his. I know you guys don't like the whole Liam too, but I like the Liam.
Fake Liam is the worst.
I
hate
like
fake.
it too.
Okay,
It's not the worst for me.
I hate fake Liam the way you hate original recipe Liam. we hate Liam. We're just the opposite ones.
Yeah, I mean, I think could have gotten a better actor for it, or
Somebody
one
who
that
actually
more,
looks like a Jones,
Like Chris
Bernard,
Wood.
and
Chris Wood.
yes,
Mhm.
Chris Wood
Chris Wood would have been perfect because he looks like them. But yes, point is that I really like the relationship between Nemo and Killian, and I love the Captain Cobra scenes.
I wish Nemo had officiated the wedding.
I like Dark Waters for the fact that, again, this is one of those things where I like the really important moments for him. The fact that he realized what he did to his father was wrong. Yes, Brennan was a douchebag. Worst father ever. Okay, no one's going to argue that. But him murdering his father the way he did and leaving that boy an orphan was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike Rumpel, whose family can't seem to cut the cord and end the cycle, Killian realizes that this is what he has to do. That he has to make sure that his little brother doesn't fall down that same rabbit hole that he was in, that rabbit hole of darkness that he lost himself in for 300 years. He doesn't want that for this kid, even though he pretty much put him there when he took away his father.
Talk about it? Yes, and like I said, it was my turn to talk.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. I really like the episode. I like the idea of knowing that Killian has someone like Nemo to help him out. He didn't appreciate it back then. But I was like, oh, holy shit, your life will have changed a lot if you had with him, you know? But I really like the focus they have on Henry and the relationship between Killian and Henry, and how they bring up the important matters. That is, hey, yes, Neil was a shithead, and the show makes it. Nobody hates Neil in this podcast more than I do. Yeah, Michelle, not even you.
I don't know about that. Me and Lisa hate him. Even Michelle hates him. Bro does.
No, I don't.
But no one hates him more than I do.
Who?
I don't know about that. Bagel.
Neil.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
But the fact of the matter is that he was a fan, and he was important to Henry. I don't know why, but he was. So I really like that they addressed that, you know. But it was a really, really good episode with them, and it brought in another character. It was one of the best times they brought in an outside character. Because normally, if they brought in another character, would fuck up. There's Count of Monte Cristo. But this time they did it really well. So, yeah, and guess what? And my special mention would be Poor Unfortunate Souls, because I really like that episode. And I really like how they did the whole Ursula thing. And the scene between Ariel and Killian, which is like, why do villains never admit when they fucked up? You fucked up. You're a villain. And I really like that scene because it talks about, you know. And plus, of course, the last scene of this episode, which is one of my favorite Captain Swan scenes, which is, if you're scared of losing your happy ending, it means you found it. And he's like, yes, you. Don't you know, Emma? It's you. And I love that scene. Like, I hate the backdrop of it, which is the stupid book part, but I love the scene.
Yeah. I will forever be bitter that Captain Nemo did not officiate Captain Swan wedding.
Yeah. Captain Nemo was a better father for Hook and Liam number 2 than that Brandon was.
Yeah, fuck that guy. He deserves to be dead.
Yeah.
Well, before we move on, I just like to mention the one that we've all neglected so far.
Oh my god.
Saving David's life in good form.
Hello?
And not wanting to take any credit for it afterwards until David said something.
Nobody had mentioned it. Okay, I'm kind of ashamed of all of you because I just got here, you know? I mean, I wonder if it's more like, I feel like that's one of my favorites.
Man. We were talking about favorite episodes, not scenes, so a lot of
Yeah.
them mentioned good form.
But I like the one part of good form too, because that was the beginning and not only of doing something good for somebody else is not him, but the beginning of Captain Charming. Hello.
Yeah.
Well,
My favorite blow up.
That was going to be my next question. Favorite Emma relationship that is not Captain Swan, and favorite Killian relationship that is not Captain Swan.
Can I say Charming for both of them?
Yeah, let's go with Charming always.
Hook real for Hook.
I was gonna say for me it's Emma with Charming, Emma with Elsa, and I know you guys are gonna disagree with me, but sometimes for me at least, Emma
No.
Regina, Emma with
No.
Henry,
No, wrong.
and I told you Emma with Henry and Emma with Cinderella,
So basically
and
everyone.
everyone except for
Okay.
Selena. Except for Selena. No, I'm not gonna. No, there's no Wicked Swan here. No, senor.
Aw.
No, well, I
But
think the Selena scenes are better than the Regina scenes. I'm sorry.
I know.
Well,
Okay. Mine are Armin and Henry for Emma, and Charming and Belle for Cook.
For
Because
me,
I like
it's Elsa and Emma, and then for Hook, it's Ariel.
Ooh, good one.
It's an interesting one.
I forgot to say my for Hook. For me, for Hook is with David, with Henry, with Belle, with Elsa, and
Everyone again.
everyone. But also what I mentioned are my top favorite.
Okay, guys. So, do we have any
So
other
charming.
questions?
For me,
Is Captain Charming
absolute.
real, guys? I mean, come on, it's more a fandom thing, isn't it? Because Charming, sometimes he likes Puck, sometimes he hates Puck, depending on the time of the day, his mood.
No,
whether he's drunk his coffee
but
or
he
not.
always has his reasons. Charming has his reasons, and you can see it.
He's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Like he always respected Hook after, like
No, except when he hates him for some reason. And
no, but
he's a
he
dirty
always
pirate.
has a reason.
No,
I mean,
no.
there's
Wait a
always
minute.
a reason.
To be fair here, the writers didn't seem to know what to do with Captain Charming. They had them waffling back and forth. Sometimes Charming's okay with it, sometimes Charming's not okay with it. And then they seemed to drop it whenever it wasn't relevant and then just bring it up again when they needed something
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
then they
makes
added
Charming
the
look like a dick.
exactly, and then they added the completely unnecessary angst of having Killian be
Oh my! No,
Papa
we're not
Charming's
mentioning
murderer.
that. You're not mentioning
Exactly. That was the
And
most.
I mean, I love Captain Charming too, and my favorite Captain Charming moment is in the finale, the season 6 finale. But I'm gonna for Emma, I'm definitely gonna go with Charming because let's be real, Charming's the better parent. But
Duh.
for
Mhm.
Hook, my favorite. Again, this is not a shock to people who know me. My favorite Killian relationship outside of Captain Swan is the Brothers Jones. The real
I'm so
Brothers Jones,
shocked.
not the
I was
Brothers.
not expecting
You're
that.
shocked. You would not have
I'm shocked.
expected
Oh no, it's my
The
favorite too.
world has the world has spit on his accent.
Portia, stop it.
I'd have to say that my favorite Killian relationship outside of Captain Swan is Liam, Charming, and Henry, with Belle coming up a close second in there, and for Emma, Henry, Charming. Yeah, Henry and Charming and Elsa.
Yeah, I really loved her and Elsa. Why couldn't
Yeah.
Elsa come to the wedding?
Exactly.
She should've-
Exactly.
You know, the real wedding shoot, you guys, the ones who showed us in season 6, that's not real.
Oh.
That was a dry run.
Oh my God. In that last scene where everybody from all the realms were there in the end of season 6, I thought for a second we were gonna see Elsa and Kristoff and Anna, but we didn't.
They only had money for Sven. They only had money for Sven.
Yeah, Sven. Yeah.
Because he's a diva, okay? Sven's a diva, so they wasted the entire budget
Oh,
of Sven.
Sven.
And they didn't show Olaf and when the whole Frozen thing happened, and I'm still bitter. I love Olaf.
I love Olaf.
For Emma, I would have to say Henry, Charming, and Elsa. But also, I know it was very brief, but I think she and Merlin had a lot more potential.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
I love Wizard Swan.
Oh, and another favorite relationship or pro TP type thing for Killian is Killian and Arthur. That was awesome.
No.
Okay, no.
That was
Double
awesome.
sandwich.
He murdered him.
Double sandwich, yo. Double sandwich.
I
Yeah.
really liked that episode though. What was it? Last Rites or something?
Yeah, Last Rites.
So, Arthur and Hook, he killed him. The man was a psycho, but in the end, he redeemed
He's a
himself.
rapist.
Arthur redeemed himself.
No, he didn't. He's a rapist.
I know. But he didn't
Yeah.
help Hook go to the portal. He helped him get the last pages. It's the only thing he
Because-
did
He would have
good.
fallen into the river to save the book, so he kind of sort of redeemed himself a little.
Yeah.
I think at first Arthur was only doing it so he wouldn't have to go to the bad place, but then he actually saw purpose in staying in the underworld to repair it. So maybe he did find some sense of, purpose there instead
Yeah,
of moving on.
Yeah, and helping those who didn't deserve to be in the River of Lost Souls get out, like Auntie Am, Mila, for example.
Oh, we don't know. She's probably dead because they destroyed her new world.
I know, but maybe.
Wait a minute. What about what we never get mentioned at all?
No.
Killian and Mila.
I love Killian
I
and
was
Mila.
going to say, one of my favorite Killian scenes is that meet cute with Mila at the tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they were
just
so
beautiful.
cute. Yeah,
So beautiful.
I
And
know.
someone made a GIF set with the Hamilton lyrics, satisfied. Oh my god, it just haunts me even to this
Oh
day.
God, this
So
fits up so well. You will never be
beautiful.
satisfied. Oh God.
Yeah, that when she
It was
decides to
fits
grab
up
the
so
ball with
well.
him.
I'm dying right now. Just thinking about it. I'm dying right now. Just thinking about it.
I know, it's so amazing.
Rachel is the best actress to play Mila in this.
Yeah, she was really awesome. I just wish they had shown her being saved from the river. Maybe they'll do it in season 7, and if they do,
They
I might
won't.
watch that
They
episode.
won't.
But
They won't
They
because I'm an idiot dickheads.
They don't want to
Yeah,
remember that
that's
she
true.
exists.
Yes.
But of course, they would have to have the meeting with him defending her honor.
mm-hmm.
Well, that guy tried to feel her up and he punched his
Hey,
lights out.
stop with the fill up. You know that. Please no.
This is
Okay.
why I desperately always wanted. Okay, let's have this question. Thing that you desperately wanted to see with either Killian or Emma or them together, and don't say sexy times because we all know that. That's the obvious one. You're not allowed to say that one.
Oh damn it!
That you desperately wanted to see but didn't get to. And for me, it's going to be that period in time between Liam's death and Mila's death with Killian as pirate, with him doing piratey things. Because I maintain that he was not the same kind of cutthroat pirate that, say, a Blackbeard was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What I was definitely wanting to see besides that we were not gonna mention that you said we should. I wanted to see Hook and Emma have a baby.
Where is sexy times?
Sexy times.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say sexy times because we all wanted to see that. And
I know. And it's,
Pancakes is the closest we got.
yes, like every single time because they're always interrupted by somebody like Leroy or Snowing or Snow or anybody else, but them enjoying their marriage life besides having a baby that's what I desperately wanted to see so fucking bad, and we didn't get to see it. And this next season we're not gonna see it because everybody knows why, and I'm always gonna be fucking bitter and adamant. Sorry, I had to ask. I know I was gonna rant about this.
Yeah, well,
For me,
we're trying to focus on the good things here.
I know.
for me, there are two periods that I would have loved to see. One was that missing 6 weeks between 4A and 4B,
Yes.
where they seem to have become really close and they were having their arms around each other. So it would have been great to see that development of their relationship. And then in season 6, I wanted to see them actually living in that damn house to actually prove that they lived
Yes.
there. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly
Like,
what you mean because it looked like a sterile house.
yeah.
I know. Nice concept.
So
Oh my
the
god.
kitchen sink moments, I miss that, and not just between Cat and Swan, between Emma and Affair. We got that in season 1. After that, it's it. No kitchen sink moments, no downtime, nothing.
Hold on.
Okay, what I wanted to see, talking about so many things, having actual conversations about things that happen, like Underworld, or talking about the heart, or talking about how he was Rumple's slave for a few weeks,
Mm-hmm.
or Dark One, talking. We never got a scene of them talking about their issues. And I mean, I think that for me, that's like what I needed the most. Like the downtime, yes. And talking about their issues and their problems and their.
Amen, sister. Amen. And you know what else I wanted for Emma? I wanted her to actually be able to get mad about some shit.
Okay, somebody needs to mute themselves because there's a TV in the background.
That Emma needs to get mad about some shit. That all these people fucked her over, and she's not allowed to get mad about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
Especially
someone
if
please
they
punch
Graham!
Bagel in the face.
Graham!
Punch
Yeah.
Bagel
What
in
did
the
Graham
face.
do?
No, Regina killed Graham.
The
Yeah,
whole
Oh.
Graham situation.
the whole Graham situation, Bagel,
Or
what's her
other.
face,
Her parents.
her parents. It's let this poor girl be mad about the shit that happened to her, and then let her move on. Learn to forgive and stuff.
Hold
Like
on.
that would have been fine. But to just have her like accept it as like something she deserved or some shit, it's like hell no, no, please no. That needed to stop, and it was just so. And for the love of God, could we have Snow talk to her daughter for Jesus Christ?
What?
Hey,
What?
remember how Snow sent gave Regina 2 pep talks in one episode, but sent her daughter to talk to Archie?
Mm-hmm. She's talking
What-
about Regina's love life while her daughter is missing.
Yeah.
I know.
And would it kill the authors and the writers to do scenes with Emma talking to her mother? But no, they don't do
Yes.
that. They always put the scenes for Regina to be mommied by Snow, instead of Snow doing the mommy role for her own fucking daughter.
Yes, knowing adopted Regina as their daughter.
Who's for?
No, because Charming still hated her, and you can see it. Like Charming
He
is
taught
mad.
her to dance.
Excuse me, who's purring?
If she dies, okay, you're done. Good.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a fan of Charming, but let's be real. He's a little better than Snow. That's why we think he's a great parent. But he is pretty shitty as a parent to Emma, as much as Snow is.
But he actually talks to
Sorry.
his daughter. He actually
Sometimes.
talks
That's
to
what
her.
I'm saying. When you compare him with Snow, he seems amazing. But honestly speaking, he's not that great. Plus, he's really sexist. And see, I
He's
love
not
Charming. Like,
sexist.
just like you guys like Liam despite his faults.
Why
I
is
love
he
Charming,
sexist?
but
I don't know.
he's
Like what?
totally sexist. Like, he brings up
Yeah.
the fact that Snow slept with Whale when she was cursed, even now.
Yeah, the
And
fact that
yes,
they kept going to that well, and that was just not cool.
Yeah.
and
I find
he's
even though
definitely
I'm
sexist.
gonna always find daddy. I mean David getting his daddy overprotective daddy things with Emma with Hook's situation bitterly because at first
Yeah.
it was adorable, then it started to be fucking annoying. It's like,
It
stop
was
it, your daughter's
sexist
grown
as
up.
well.
Let her fucking have her man. Her man who she choose. She
I
loves
mean-
him. She makes her happy. Deal with it.
Charming, if you're gonna be sexist about something, go punch Bagel in the face.
Exactly.
Go punch
He
the
wanted
asshole
to.
who sent your daughter to jail. Punch him in the face. Don't coddle him when
Come
you
on,
get to
Josh
fucking
Dallas
Enchanted
really
Forest.
wanted to punch him in the face. Josh
I was.
Dallas mentioned it in 5 seconds. He really wanted to punch him.
Can I
Yeah.
just say,
Josh wants it. It just still didn't happen.
well, it's just possible that Snow and Charming didn't know the whole story.
Yeah.
They should have. They should have had.
Yes.
Anyway, so anyway, this is getting near 2 hours.
You know what I would have loved to have seen?
What?
Them actually just sit down and watch a movie or something.
Yeah. All romantic and cuddly and all happy.
No, you're watching Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm. I mean, seriously. They could have got
Or
comedy
the
gold
Notebook.
out of that shit.
Oh my god. It would have been romantic them just watching The Notebook or Peter Pan or The Princess
no,
Bride,
not
whatever.
Notebook, no, just say
And eating popcorn and being all romantic and cuddling and smiling. Oh my god. But we're never gonna get that because everybody knows why.
And also, in regards to Killian's crusade against the king, when he decided to become a pirate, I mean, where did that ever go? Did he succeed in any way of, like, when he went against the corrupt kingdom? Because I know he's a pirate, but in the realm of fantasy, someone can be a pirate, but still be against a corrupt system. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Han
look at
Solo fights against the evil empire. Captain
Mhm.
Blood, like,
Robin
fights
Hood.
against a corrupt. No, Captain Blood, because he's a pirate,
Mhm.
fights
Oh,
against yeah, and Jack Sparrow. I mean,
No,
obvious.
don't mention that one. Don't mention that one.
Okay, let's not go too off topic since this podcast is already 2 hours. Let's stay on the pirates of Once Upon a Time.
I just mean to say that being a pirate doesn't always make Killian a villain. So maybe that wasn't what he originally set out to do when he
That's what
turned
I
to
said.
piracy. Yeah.
That's what I was saying, that I would love to have seen that time between Liam's death and Mila's death where he was just a pirate, you know, trying to go after that corrupt system like you were talking about. And that, you know, we knew he had a code. Well, what was the code before Mila died? And how did Mila's death affect that code? Like, I wanted to see that kind of shit, but we didn't get it.
Anyway, do you guys have any last comments? Maybe, I don't know, on the podcast on Once Upon a Time, on Captain Swan?
Okay, I wasn't here in the beginning when you did all the mushy stuff, probably. You probably did mushy stuff, didn't you?
No, we actually ranted about season 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's our version of mushy stuff.
But now is the time for mushy stuff, guys, because we gotta wrap it up.
So we're gonna go with the mushy stuff. Okay.
You do what you're comfortable with.
Okay, mushy stuff. I remember when we started out, and it was Trina, Michelle, sometimes JJ came around, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Lisa arrived then, or later, or around that time too. And it was just all of us, and I came in on literally the second episode of the podcast, so I've been here a while. And we used to do this on Skype, and the calls would drop all the
It was
time.
the worst.
And then I bought that program, so it would be like a little thing because Serena would would end the call, and then my program would finish recording, and then I'd send them to her, and then we a mess. But hey, that helped us grow, and that helped me. This works. This doesn't work.
Mhm.
And it was a great time because we all bonded over how bad our system was. and we and hell, we made it the entire show. I'm sorry, entire show, because the show has ended in season 6. Season 7 does not exist. So, I mean, a lot of the podcasts that existed either dropped off in the season, and we kept on it, even though we kind of all hate the show now. We kept on doing it. So I think that gives us a little pat on the back. Either we're idiots, or we're awesome, or awesome idiots.
That's true.
Well, you know
Because
what?
I mean,
Go ahead.
No one wants to go ahead?
No, okay.
no one's going with him.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say that we started this podcast because Captain Swan was getting crapped on by every other Once Upon a Time podcast out there. So we decided to do something about it.
That was not why I did it, because I have not listened to any Once Upon a Time podcast. Like, not one. So
Well,
that
I
was-
used to, and believe me,
I
they were
used to
getting,
do as well.
They were awful.
they were bad. They were all Swan Fire shippers. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Too bad for them.
And Swan Queeners, exactly. Too.
So you know, that's a big reason why we started this podcast. We kept it going all through. You know, we started in season 3, so 4 years of Captain Swan awesomeness, even when the rest of the show kind of tanked around them. I stuck around for this ship, for these actors playing these roles in this relationship, and I continue. And it's my OTP of OTPs. It will probably be my OTP of OTPs for a very, very long time.
Like forever.
And I don't regret a single minute of shipping them and everything that I participated in the fandom, especially this podcast, because it's been a lot of fun to do.
You want to make me cry, you bitch.
And I can, even though the show itself is ending, we all follow each other on Tumblr. I really hope we all continue to flail about this ship and the past and
Yeah, well, I don't think we're
people-
gonna have much things to flail about, but yes.
I will. I
There's always
personally,
fanfic and
yeah,
fanbooks.
I'm personally continuing to write my fic. I've got plenty more stories beyond the ones I'm working on right now that I want to tell with these characters. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm just not watching the show. But I have loved doing this podcast, and I'm going to miss talking to all of you every week.
We miss you too.
I
Well,
just
it's-
feel
Well, Lisa and me
I
are
just-
going to do the
I was gonna
podcast for
say-
season 7.
Hey, guys, one last time, but one at a time.
Bro,
Half the time you're the one talking,
Or
half the
Rams.
time mine, let's be honest.
Rams, go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to thank you guys for opening the podcast
Oh
up
my
to
God.
everyone, because at the beginning I used to enjoy listening, and then I got a chance to participate, and it's just really amazing, and I'm just going to not forget this experience because it's really awesome. And I'm definitely going to miss talking about Captain Swan with you guys, and maybe we could, do a retrospective again, on like a reunion episode at some time in the future. That'd be great. And in the meantime, I'll definitely be on Tumblr and with all the wonderful stuff people produce, all the fanfic and the art and the gifs and all the other fan works. I'm definitely going to continue being part of the Captain Swan thing because it's pretty awesome.
Well, when I was first a viewer. You guys know that I was a viewer because I sent you guys questions.
Oh, listen,
And then I joined you guys in season 5 in episode 2. And I was at first I was a little nervous because it was the first time I was in a podcast with you guys, and I'm very thankful to have met you guys. You guys are a bunch of nice people. You made me laugh, and you guys are very nice and all. And I'm gonna miss doing this podcast for Captain Swan with you. And I wouldn't change it a thing because I had the best time of my life doing this podcast every Saturday. Because it was very cool because I had somebody who talks to me about Captain Swan, and I wasn't the only one. Thank God, and I'm very glad. And I hope I never lose any friendship with you guys. Hope we can talk about things when we have time and stuff. And also about Captain Swan shipping. I am never gonna stop shipping Captain Swan, never, because they're the best love story of our generation. And yes, I'm gonna give a shot out of season 7 only for Colin. And I'm gonna me and Lisa here are gonna do a podcast about it, and maybe with Lilo. And I'm hoping that you guys are gonna have to know that before I start watching season 7 of Once Upon a Time, I'm gonna enjoy tomorrow season 7 of Game of Thrones because I'm very excited about. And that's it. I hope I never lose in touch and friendship with you guys, and I'm very grateful that you guys welcome me in this podcast. Thank you so much.
Here.
Well, guys, I have been in this fandom since day one. I started out in season 1 as a general audience viewer, and then, season 2, episode 4, Crocodile changed my life forever. Absolutely. Seeing Colin for the first time, that pretty much changed everything for me. And being able to be on this podcast has meant a lot to me because you guys know I haven't had the best home life in the world. And things have been really topsy-turvy for me the past couple of years, but I always had that one solid rock every Saturday. I had you guys to talk to make me smile and make me laugh and to talk about something that we all love. And I met one of my closest friends, Michelle, my soul sister.
Oh.
And I will never regret that ever. Y'all guys, I don't care if you guys don't bother to keep up in the upcoming season. You guys know I'm always going to be on Tumblr. I got the Captain Hook podcast. You guys absolutely are. I've got the Captain Hook podcast. You guys are absolutely anytime welcome to come on. You don't even have to ask. Y'all are welcome whenever you want.
Yeah.
And I hope that you guys do come, so we can talk about it more and kind of and keep things going. I'm going to miss hearing y'all's voices, and I'm going to miss waking up on Saturday mornings with that excitement, to know that, yay, today is podcast day. So I thank y'all guys for being true friends and for being kind of a de facto, surrogate family of sorts when I really needed it. I love y'all guys. Mwah.
I'm emotional.
Wow. I guess I'll go next. This show gave me something that I desperately needed at the time, and this podcast has given me a voice, and I just want to thank everyone for taking a chance on this infuriatingly optimistic fanboy who...
I love this infuriating optimistic fanboy. No, I'm not talking about him. I like him. I love him.
Well, I like him too. But I just feel like if we keep the love alive, Captain Swan will never be over for any of us. And I just want to say thanks to everyone here for just the podcast in general and everything you guys have done, and just letting me have a voice, because I don't usually get a lot to say to people about the things that I like, and this has been a great outlet for me. And I really okay. I'm gonna cry now. Sorry.
Since we're on
Send
the
you
topic,
hugs.
I remember the first
Group
time
hug, group
you
hug,
said
group hug.
that message to us via SoundCloud, and Serena and I could not figure out how to play it.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Did you say something to me? Sorry.
No, we're talking about Rose's message. Remember when he sent us a message to play in the podcast?
Yes.
That was a technological challenge. Yes, I don't even remember how we did it. We were still on Skype. It was, but we did it somehow. I can't tell you how.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I
I
remember
always
that.
remember it because, I mean, in broadness to Rose, and that's awesome. But I remember the hilariousness that we cannot figure out how to play it. And we're like, okay, this dude is awesome. We like this dude. How the hell do you play it?
I don't remember.
So that was my audition. I guess I got the part.
Yes.
Okay, and then
I think I even mentioned it to the girls, like, oh, we should invite him we should invite him to the podcast to actually talk with us.
Yeah, this guy might work out.
and of course, we should thank our listeners.
Yes.
Of
Yes.
course, they followed us. They listen to the podcast even when they are more than 2 hours long, like this one. They sent us questions and everything. So yeah, you made it fun for us also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you guys.
And is there some did everyone talk?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I guess this is the end. But of course, everyone who wants to talk, there's Lisa's podcast who's starting soon. So also for our listener, so you can keep listening to Lisa and Daniela and whoever will be, and Lilo and whoever
Lilo, possibly.
may be the special guest of the week if anyone else decided to go. Who
And
knows?
if by some miracle we get some decent Captain Swan in season 7, we might do an. Yeah, don't hold your breath. But if we do at the end of season 7, who knows? We might come back and talk about it.
So keep being subscribed to this YouTube channel, Tumblr page, and everything. So okay, so thank you everyone for listening. And Lisa will be back soon with the Captain Hook podcast. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace out.